In this video, we'll apply the new reference positions we created. We'll show the changes from the new reference positions in simulation, and we'll review the application guide. I'm going to change the machining process by using the reference positions we've created. I have the Sync Manager open. In the Retract node on op number 2, I'll change it to our new reference position, Park Turret Right. Note that our new Turret Park for Cutoff reference position is not shown. That is because it is a Park Miscellaneous type. Only a reference type will show up in the Sync Manager. I'm also going to change the reference position for the lathe cutoff before approach. Our current selection, upper reference return, will send Z to Z0 offset from the home position, which we will see is not what we want with the new turret park position we will be implementing. If we set the reference position in lathe cutoff to upper X only return, we will maintain the Z position, so the turret does not move in Z again. Next, I'll go to the part file. I want to change the reference position for the first turret park move in the pick-off cutoff process. I'm going to open up the parameters in the turret park operation. If I look at the available reference positions, you can see that the only new reference position available in the turret park op is the turret park for cutoff position that we made. And we made that of the Park Miscellaneous type. The reference type will not show up here. So I'm going to select this, and you'll notice it updates my information down here. I also want to do a tool call here at the same time. Our cutoff tool is index position number 8. So we're going to do a tool call to index position number 8. We're going to move it to a position of 78.3 using the turret park for cutoff reference position. I'll go ahead and regen all these ops. Then I'll reselect all the operations. I'll repost. And I'll launch into simulation. Let's look at the changes from our new reference positions. I've jumped to op number 6 on the move list, which is the retract, right before the reference retract that we changed. If I step through move number 7, we can see that the turret goes straight up from where it is, then moves to 375 millimeters from the home position, just like we told it to with the Park Turret Right that we created. It then indexes to the next tool and picks up the reference position from the beginning of the next operation, before the approach. This is probably not a realistic sequence, but it serves our purpose to demonstrate how we can create and implement a custom reference. I have jumped to operation number 42, right before the turret park op at the beginning of the part handling sequence. If I step through move number 43, we can see that the turret goes to a Z value of minus 93.7, which is where the turret park for cutoff position we created sends it. If I move through the parting op a little bit further, we can see that the turret maintains a Z position of minus 93.7, the Z position where the cutoff operation takes place. Before moving on from reference positions, I'd like to remind you that we also still have reference points available in the operations. These act as an intermediate position between the reference position and the approach and retract positions, respectively. One distinction between reference positions and reference points is reference points can be seen in both backplot, verify, and simulation. Reference positions cannot be seen in backplot and verify, but they can be seen in simulation. An important resource found in CodeXpert is the application guide. This is a guide created by Mastercam, specific to each machine tool. It is where to look for answers to frequently asked questions. For example, all of the topics I covered in this lesson can be found in the applications guide. There are 3 ways to access the application guide. Here in Code Expert on the home page, there is an icon I can open it with over here on the ribbon. We can double click it in the Machine Explorer over here, and we can also open it in the expanded folder inside where we keep the machine files. So under Shared MCAM 2019, MILLTURN Machines, I've got the generic FANUC Lathe DS folder open, and we can see that we have the lathe application guide inside of there. When we open it using any of the above methods, it remains associated to the .machine file. So if we close out of Mastercam and try and reopen an MT file, we will get an error message that our PDF is still open. If you find this is a problem for you, copy the PDF to an area outside the .machine file folder. I'm going to go ahead and open the application guide using the icon here. The application guide will help a user learn how Mastercam has implanted strategies in the software. We can navigate over here on the left-hand side using the thumbnails and the bookmarks, which organize the chapters and sections. We also have the search function up above here. Some examples you might look for in the application guide are customizing operation defaults and tool libraries. If I expand Chapter 1, you can see we have a section called Customizing Your .machine file. We can also investigate how different cycles are implemented in MT. So if I open up the search function again, I've got 12.1 in there, and if I hit Next, you can see it brings me down to some information on polar and cylindrical interpolation. The application guide that accompanies the generic FANUC DS machine has reduced content as it is for a generic machine. Let's look at some examples of what an application guide that accompanies a machine looks like. I've got some different application guides open here. I've got the MCO Hyperturn application guide open. I've got it open to the supporting the machine at your control, and you can see that we can set up job variables and parameters here. Some information about the subprogram, first run stream support, etc. Under the Mazak Integrex application guide, I've got it open to organizing NC output, Mazak machine parameters, the CAM data. You can find some information how to set that here. And the last one I have open is the Akuma Multis, and I've got it open to setting up tools. You can see that we have the tool orientation for the P200, for the P300, how to use multi-edge tools, and if I wanted to search for something, let's say G22, the skip function, and you can see we can search down through for where different items are found in the application guide. So the application guide is a great resource for those how do I questions, especially the ones specific to how your machine works inside a Mastercam.